What do we really know about Marco Rubio's personal life? As the U.S. Secretary of State, he's constantly in the public eye, but behind the political speeches and policy decisions, there's a whole other side to the story. And right at the heart of it is his wife, Jeanette Rubio.
My most important job is a husband and a father, and I want to do that job as well as I can.
Jeanette, now 51, was raised in Miami by Colombian immigrant parents. Marco, whose parents came from Cuba, met her when he was 19, and she was just 17 at the West Miami Recreation Center. Yep, high school sweethearts in the making.
I was 19 and she was 17.
So did you know right away?
I did, I'm not sure she did.
After 7 years together, their relationship had grown, and Marco was ready to pop the question. At the top of the Empire State Building, no less. A scene straight out of a rom-com.
New York City has a special meaning for you.
Yeah.
Because?
I got engaged here.
Yeah.
Why that spot? Because Jeanette loved Sleepless in Seattle. He proposed on Valentine's Day. Now that's setting the bar high. He tried to incorporate something I liked, Jeanette once said.
So I got her up there, I proposed, and then I was afraid, I don't know why, it was this thing, thought she was gonna drop the ring off the side, so I grabbed the ring back, and then I gave it back to her when we got to the bottom.
Jeanette and Marco tied the knot in 1998 in Coral Gables, Florida, and have been building their life together ever since. Now, Jeanette isn't your typical political spouse. Sure, she used to be a cheerleader for the Miami Dolphins, but let's not stereotype. That chapter only lasted a year, and it wasn't her dream job. She wasn't that cheerleader type, said Jeanette's former teammate. She was more introverted than 95% of the team. And while Marco's political career kept accelerating, from local office to the state legislature to the Senate, Jeanette made it clear she wasn't chasing the spotlight. She preferred a life of stability and faith, focused on raising their 4 kids: Amanda, Daniela, Anthony, and Dominic.
It's amazing because I see so much of Marco in all of my kids. Daniela's passion, Amanda's very deep, loves to read books, and Anthony is the same way, and Dominic is just very charismatic, and I see so much of them in Marco.
Let's talk about that balancing act. Jeanette has always tried to protect family time. When Marco was serving in the Florida legislature, she would regularly travel up to Tallahassee with their kids. Friends saw it as her way of keeping family front and center in a world of late-night political deal-making. Even during his Senate campaign in 2010, Jeanette made it clear to the team, if he could be home at night, he should be.
You know, I think the absence away from home is tough on us.
So, what does Jeanette do now? Mostly she's focused on family. She attends Bible study, posts heartwarming family moments on Instagram, and keeps politics at arm's length. But that doesn't mean Jeanette hasn't influenced her husband's views. Far from it.
You know, it is what it is.
Mrs. Rubio is deeply committed to faith and family values. Over time, those values have shaped Marco's political stances, especially on issues like abortion. Friends say her convictions helped deepen his own. She even took him to a shelter for victims of child SA, which played a role in his decision to co-sponsor legislation to protect them.
I'm so proud of him and just what he's been able to accomplish.
Jeanette has also been active in community work, especially around human trafficking. She serves on Florida's statewide Council on Human Trafficking and is involved with Christie's House, a local organization supporting children who've survived abuse and trafficking. Earlier in her career, Jeanette worked for billionaire Norman Brahman, helping identify philanthropic causes. And no, she's not just sitting on the sidelines. When Marco's political team hit rough waters, some staffers even turned to Jeanette to help steer the ship. She became a quiet, yet powerful force behind the scenes, a gatekeeper and moral compass.
Marco, when he dives into something, when he wants to know about an issue, he's gonna know everything about it.
But don't expect to see Mrs. Rubio giving campaign speeches or chasing media attention. She's made her position clear. I'm not pushing myself out there. I need to be with the kids just to give them that balance, she told Politico. And that's pretty much been her approach from the start.
We are very blessed. Family's a gift. God has given us such a gift. I cannot be more thankful.
So what's the secret to their relationship? According to Marco, it's not just about feelings, it's about commitment. Love isn't just a feeling, he once said. It actually requires you to act on it. It's a sacrificial love. The kind of love that keeps you showing up, even when political life pulls you in every direction. And speaking of supportive spouses, Jeanette and Marco's story brings to mind another couple making waves on the global stage: Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, and his wife, Diana Fox Carney. Just like the Rubios, they've built a partnership that's about more than politics. It's about shared values, support, and staying grounded no matter how high the stakes get.
And thank you for choosing my husband's vision of a positive, unified, and above all, a strong country.
Yep, these two go way back, all the way to their university days at Oxford. And here's a fun fact: they actually bonded over ice hockey. Diana was part of the Oxford University Ice Hockey Club, and so was Mark. Who knew power couples could form on the rink? Diana was born in the UK and is every bit as impressive as her husband. She studied philosophy, politics, and economics at Oxford, then added a Master of Science in Agricultural Economics. And she didn't stop there. Diana also earned a Master of Arts in International Relations from the University of Pennsylvania. That's a serious academic lineup. Professionally, Diana is an economist who has focused much of her work on developing countries. She's held top roles at think tanks like Canada 2020 and the Institute for Public Policy Research, tackling issues like climate, energy, and inequality. While her current role hasn't been made public, she's got quite a legacy in the policy world. And she's even authored academic work on agricultural services and natural resources. So yes, brains definitely run in this family.
We're going to put in place measures that are going to build this country out of it, build this country strong.
Mark and Diana got married in 1994, and they've since raised 4 daughters together: Cleo, Tess, Amelia, and Sasha. And their eldest, Cleo, recently took center stage herself. She's now a freshman at Harvard, and she introduced her dad before he gave his victory speech in March 2025.
And who is better qualified to speak on his character than his daughter?
Cleo's speech was heartfelt and personal.
He is unflinchingly dedicated to what matters, focused and principled, funny and kind.
She wanted Canadians to really understand the man behind the politics. According to her, Mark is someone who's fully committed to the things that matter, who never backs down from hard work, and who always shows up, no matter how tough things get. Cleo also shared a sweet memory from growing up.
Every year for our birthdays, he burned us CDs, and somehow they were good. Sometimes now, when we don't know what to get him, we make him a playlist.
Oh, that's so adorable. As for Diana, she usually keeps a low profile, but she was front and center on election night. Dressed in a sleek red suit, she sat proudly in the front row next to Cleo as Mark gave his speech. Quiet strength. You love to see it. Mark Carney's long and happy marriage is something many admire, and hopefully it stays that way. His personal life seems rock solid, with a supportive wife by his side and 4 daughters cheering him on.